Welcome back. I'm Paris, and we're here with some more of The Pale Beyond. And just to get this out of the way, I've had a pretty shitty week. And we're not gonna get into it because I will start crying. And I was in fact crying like 20 minutes ago, so I'm a little bit in like a fragile emotional state, and I just wanted to bring it up because sometimes things happen in this game that are a little intense, and I don't know how I'm gonna react to them. And I don't know, I don't know if we're even gonna get to any of them this time, but I just wanted to say that at the top. Do also want to mention, I mentioned in the end of the last stream, and I feel like it's gonna happen in this stream, that there will be in-game talks about suicidal ideation. So just if that's something you're sensitive to, just be aware that that's gonna be happening. Yeah, I feel like it's hard to gauge where we are in the game because we just started winter, and it gets a little confusing because instead of doing every single week as we have been up to this point, we skip 3 weeks every time. So I can't. And then then things are kind of weird, like in what I would call like the final act of the game, like the structure is a little different. So I feel like including this stream, we might have just like 2, possibly 3 streams left. We'll see what happens. As I mentioned last time, we just basically finished off with, hold on, I'll get to that, but see, you can see each, it's like week by week, 15, 16, 17, and then we do a big jump. Another big jump. So yeah, we've just hunkered down for winter. I'm now remembering that we also, I might now have to purposefully keep people, like not use everyone for things during the day, to keep people available to repair the tent, because you can't repair the tent with like less than 4 people. You have to use 4 people to repair a hole in the tent. Oh, is it gone, or do we just not have the opportunity to do that right now? Okay, well, I'm sure if when we get to requests, that will come up. So yeah, here's our little our camp and our smaller tents inside the big tent in an attempt to stay warm, because now it's negative 46 degrees Celsius and it's just nighttime all the time. We're gonna have so much fun here, and I'm sure that huge fight between Kurt and Hammond was not a precursor to any other rising tensions that may boil over when we're in an even more confined space with each other, and everything will be fine. We've got some people that we can talk to, just listen in on. Let's see what the Stoke brothers are. Oh yeah, we can zoom in so much in this camp for some reason. Gotta get a real good look at these tiny sprites. Alright, so we've got Junior and Grimly here. Grimly says, "You notice anything about the doc lately? Since winter started, he's seemed off. More than usual. I think we should have words." Alright. Yeah, there was, quote unquote, last week, Grimly kind of talked to Arthur. And then I think even after that, there was a conversation with Arthur and Kasha in their tent And he kind of brushed her off and was just like, I'm going to bed early. Alright, so now we've got Hammond and Cordell and Stanberry, and also now Junior has appeared here. How's the mutts doing? Overstimulated, bored, cramped. They will grow used to it in time. What is the state of the boiler? Cramped. But it works. Nobody's dying. Good to hear. Thought I heard that one howling through the night. Stanberry? I doubt that. Stanberry's remarkably well behaved. Low bar for those animals. Better behaved than most of this crew. Again. Low bar. Stanberry, I think this also happened, where we had an interaction between Stanberry and Hammond after dinner, where Stanberry was begging for some of Hammond's food, and at first he's like, no, I'm not giving you anything, and then just immediately folded. It was like, fine, maybe just a bite. Oh yeah, I see you in the chat. You sound good on my end. Hooray! And then hello, also BRB, gonna grab a snack. Yes, we gotta stay energized. And then fight, fight, fight! No, we don't want to fight. We prevented, I mean, there was a verbal fight, but we prevented it from turning physical, and everything was okay. But everything is fine, probably. Incredibly regular. Yeah, this is totally fine. Everything's fine and perfect and great. Okay, and we've got two of the scientists, Mr. and Mrs. Gloss. I've had to make a more concentrated effort to track the days as of late. By my estimate, we're not even a third of the way through. Yes. I wonder if there will indeed be rescue waiting for us at the end. Wow, even the science, like, Templeton, I think I mentioned this before, he at least is, you know, when he's talking to us about the benefactor and rescue coming, he seems very sure that they will be there. But, you know, he could just be saying it to saying it, you know. I guess we don't actually know what he's thinking, but it is surprising to see, well, to hear the two of the scientists that work under him are questioning if rescue will be there. Harriet. Oh, her name is Harriet. Harriet, now isn't the time for doom and gloom. Of course, of course. But I can't help but think of the Viscount. The Viscount? Yes, the ship that we're going after? The reason for this whole expedition? Yes. I'm certain they expected rescue to arrive as well. Yeah, that's a thing that I don't think we're clear on, is if, because this expedition, as we found out, is being funded by the Appleton Tinning Company. And so, of course, they, you know, the whole thing is we're going after the Viscount into its last known location to recover what we can from that wreck, because they're interested in it, but they haven't said if hasn't been any indication if Appleton was actually involved with that first expedition, or if they just somehow had like some insider information on what they were up to. In the chat, maybe you don't want to fight. Alright, so we've got Kasha and Templeton. Mr. Templeton, you wouldn't happen to have a spare pen, would you? It's so cold, the ink in my own froze up. Oh my god. I'm afraid I have the same issue. Blast it. I'll have to warm it up by the furnace then. Let's go see the doggies. Gotta pet the doggies. You rub its belly. Offers you its paw. You scratch its head. Aw. Actually, how are we doing? Oh my god, I forgot. We have, like, everyone's freezing. Does anyone have frostbite? Okay, but Cavity is wounded as well. All our scouts are good. Engineers are good. Okay, Mrs. Gloss is also freezing. All of our specialists are good. What do we have? Still have these spoiled rations. Okay. Let's see. Nope, they don't want to talk to me. Okay, so we'll start taking requests for the day. Mr. Zach, I've had it. I've had enough. Night after night, week after week, those salters. Isaac, some decorum, please. The lighting just changed. It turned blue. I'm sorry, I'm watching the playback to see if it does that in the game and it's not just my screen, like, belatedly. It looks like it changed on in the game too, perhaps. I don't know why it turned, why the delayed for it to turn blue. Anyway, apologies, but I cannot take their presence any longer. Loud, disruptive, and the mess they leave behind after dinner. I just want some peace and privacy. Is that too much to ask? I mean, kind of. Yeah. Sorry that we're all stuck here together. There's 25 of us living in the same small space. Like, I'm sorry. It sucks. But privacy? Like, what? Do you want your own tent? That's not happening. Captain, I implore that you relocate me to another tent. Anywhere else. As long as it's away from that. Sorry, I looked over and I immediately saw, how about closer to the kennels with the dogs? We're a crew. If you can't live peacefully with the sailors, you'll have to learn. If it's so important to you, then you will be moved elsewhere in camp. No, this is not a good reason to move. Like, shut up. Learn? Captain, please. Captain Shaw is right. We are all working together. A little professional conduct will go a long way, Mr. Isaac. Right. Apologies. So he's definitely going to be demoralized, yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure Lefty also wants to be moved. Captain, I hate to do this, but do you mind moving me to a new spot? It's getting awfully cold, and these old bones are starting to crack. I'm not owed special treatment, but I'd like to be moved closer to the boiler for warmth. I see no problem with that. You may move immediately. I'm sorry, but you'll have to bear it. It gets better from here. Everyone is cold, Lefty. That's no good reason to move. But he is also, like, older. And this is, like, a health type concern. Alright. We can move you closer, Lefty. But if someone gets mad... well... Hey, well, you know, if we're moving you, maybe, Mr. Zach can switch places. I don't know where, or Mr. Isaac, whatever the fuck his name is, it's both. Alright, Lefty, you can move. See no problem with that, you may move immediately. Templeton, we had 5+5 loyalty to Templeton, immediately lose it. It's just like, what the fuck? Thank you, Captain. The winter's been harsh. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure. What do we think Grips wants? Does he want to move too? Yeah. We've been here for 3 weeks, guys. Like, come on. We can't be doing this early in it. Captain, do you mind if I move to a different tent? Worried about the boiler. I'd like to be on hand in case of emergency. We're not that far away from the, like, you're not that far away from the boiler. not gonna mention Lefty. We're not gonna do that. What is the waters to move you now? Please make do with your current position. You're never too far from the boiler. There's no need for a change. Yeah, honestly, I don't think, like, you're not, like, even the farthest tent from the boiler is not that far. And Hammond is always watching it. Like, I don't think there's a need for a change. Sorry, but not sorry. You'd be surprised, Captain. Still, I'm not gonna argue with you, but you're gonna be demoralized, yeah. That's fine. Alright, this is probably about Arthur, I would imagine. Shaw, Templeton. Yeah, need to do something about Arthur. Arthur? The doctor. Oh, he he didn't even know that was his name? Right, yes, Dr. Nutley. I wasn't aware of Dr. Nutley's previous issue. What do you mean? Grimly, what is that Craven up to now? Wow. What do you mean, Grimly? Not that I've been listening in on your conversation, so I'm already aware of what's happening. What do you mean? Since winter started, he seems unwell. I think the pressure is starting to get to him. I'm surprised to see you coming to us with this issue. I didn't take you to show concern to a high-class landborn. He's a good lad, means well. Besides, he's part of the crew. Hunt picked him out. Well, it's no secret that the good doctor carries a nervous temperament. Do you think it's beginning to affect his own health? I'm not alone. Junior, Belford, and Darling all think so too. Belford is Kasha, Darling is Kurt. And it's quite noticeable. Don't worry, Grimly, I'll have words with him. Nutley has been this way since we landed. He's made it this far. If the doctor can't hack it out here, then that's his problem. He can be so mean. It feels like I know you can have mean things to say to everyone, but I feel like you can be really mean to Arthur, and I don't understand why. They really lay it on to him. In the chat, I'm here for real now. Welcome back. And what a hater. I'm gonna fight the version of the captain that's mean to Arthly, right? I'll be there with you. Don't worry, Grimly, I'll have words with him. Good. Better sooner than later talking to him. Lad's barely hanging in there. Alright, finish reports. Oh! Oh. Okay, Kurt has shown up here. Captain Templeton, I heard through the grapevine our good doctor was having a spot of bother. Indeed, you may just be able to help. You know the boy well, don't you? I should say so. How long have we been on the ice together now? Then you may just be the right man for this job. We're concerned by the doctor's temperament. He's slowing down in his work and may threaten stopping altogether. Well, his own health comes above his work, wouldn't you agree? Both are a matter of grave importance. You'll speak with him. You'll speak with him then? Yeah, I feel like, I mean, obviously, like, you know, the idea of you need to help yourself before you can help others. But also we are in a situation where we can't afford to have him stop working as our doctor. I'm afraid that might be beyond me, Richard. What? It's the captain's duty to consult the crew. You've spoken to Nutley before. Kurt is right. Templeton, he's not the man for the job. I'll just say, I already said I was gonna speak to him, so I'll just say, don't worry about it, Kurt. I'm already planning on speaking to him. It's the captain's duty to consult the crew. Right you are, Robin, but it's not just that. I've spoken to the lad quite a bit, but I've never made it through to the boy. A tough nut to crack. I might not have the right disposition for it. Too soft, I say. Excuse me? You treat him too softly. The young man's a doctor. He does not need to be handled with gloves. What he needs is someone to remind him of the duty behind his role, not sugared words. The boy's temperament is hanging by a thread, and you want Shaw to approach with a saw? You said it yourself. The gentle method proves ineffective. I said no such thing. Kurt is right. Nutley requires encouragement more than anything. Templeton is right. It seems harsh, but Nutley requires a reminder of the importance of his duty. No use arguing this. We will see what fares best when I have words with the man. I mean, we've, like, encouraged him, and it seems to have worked. I mean, yeah. Encouragement doesn't have to mean handling with kid gloves, you know? In the chat, in response to that, I'm gonna fight the version of the captain that's mean to Arthley. Aha, there's the fight I'm looking for. LOL, happy to provide, yeah. I'll say Kurt is right. Sorry, not sorry, Templeton. Thank you, Captain. There's no need to put more pressure on the lad. Encouragement, yes, but emphasize what's required of him. I'm just taking, the it out of that sentence. I trust your judgment, Captain. Best leave the talk until after dinner. No need to interrupt his work further. Please let me know how you fare, Captain. Best of luck. Alright, how is... Oh, God. Okay, at least they showed up now instead of after everything where I had no one left. How are we with loyalty with everyone? Okay, Hammond, we've got a bit of a buffer. Grimley. Grimley? Oh, Grimley's all the way at the top. Holy shit. We did it. Junior, yeah. Templeton. Like, we could stand to lose a little more and we'd be fine. Kurt's at the top. Cordell. Oh, we just got hers. Arthur, we're doing good with. Kaja, doing good with. That's us. Okay, what are you people doing? Okay, sorry. Just zooming in on them. Alright. I always meant to ask, Mr. Templeton, what precisely is your area of expertise? Botany. Odd. How so? Botany is the study of plants, correct? Not an abundance of plants out on the ice. The meteorologist, the biologist, I understand, but why were you chosen? I have a much wider range of knowledge outside my field. I was chosen to be the head scientist of this expedition. By the benefactor, correct? Yes. Which reminds me, just who is this benefactor of yours? I asked Hunt often, but he always avoided the question. He avoided most of what I asked him. You ask him any questions, Miss Belford. Exactly what Hunt said. You seem adamant not to answer. Kasha, ask me. I'll tell you. I do not see it as relevant information. You don't think it's relevant to tell people who they're working for? Like, he didn't even want to tell me. Like, why does the benefactor not want people to know that they're the ones sponsoring this? I don't know, it's suspicious. Why is a food tinning company interested in a lost ship? Everything is relevant, Mr. Templeton. You could only hide secrets for so long. We will see about that. He's like, challenge accepted. Alright, we've got our two engineers. About a quarter of the way into winter by my count. You have a different count by any chance? No. Damn. Was hoping you might. Alright, okay, if we put... Oh, Rent's here finally. I think at the last camp he didn't show up in the tent, but now he is here because he's a new doctor's assistant. Okay, so we're gonna put cavity. Who is the person? Okay. The other two don't super matter, so we'll just do those two. So have them rest, but then we're gonna use medical comforts. What else I could do? Okay. So then let's put our 2 elephant seals in. And then these crab eater seals. That would be 59, right? Okay. The elephant seals will cure those 2. Okay, so then we can have 1 engineer raise the heat, and that will cure the other 2 people that are freezing. Okay. So now we need to repair these holes. Actually, let me see what I have. Did we have anything? Oh, no. It's all just scouting things. Okay. Okay, so have them repair that hole. God. We have a lot of medical comforts. Like, I think we still have 3 more. Yeah. So we'll put all the scientists, and I want to send him to Kasha so he won't be demoralized anymore. Okay, we'll put Cavity on here. We'll save 2 sailors. Kasha, yes, please interview Grips. Cool, and we got +5 decorum and some research. Okay, God, I hope we find some good hunting spots. Okay, we'll try here. Fuck. No! Give me things to hunt. I don't care about stupid research. I don't care about the anti-lunar specter. Okay, we'll take a chance. Hopefully that's something. Oh my god. Okay, leopard seals. Okay, okay. And then we have these 2 left. So we'll get 3 leopard seals. Okay, and we have 3 dogs left. Maybe let's try scouting that way. We'll send her out. God, I don't like those seals. They don't provide much. Okay, but we just gotta go. In the chat, it's taking more energy to avoid the question at this point. Oh well, now he's just gonna keep it secret for just for spite. Exactly. He is. I know, it's like I have to wonder, it's like, was he specifically told, like, not to tell the crew? Or what? That was the wrong thing. I want to go to the hoosh pot. And put in a leopard seal. The second leopard seal. Oh, and that's gonna cure. They're both gonna cure demoralization. Forgot about that. Okay. Feed the hoosh. Okay. And I guess we'll just add these two last seals, the crab eater seals, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Time for dinner. Crew have their meal. Crew return to their posts. Oh man, I hope there aren't any other holes in the tent. Thank God. Okay. Alright. We have Earthly up there, but we'll talk to Templeton first. Oh, Captain, I've heard mutterings among the crew that have raised concern. It would appear that our rations of tobacco are finally running dry. The crew have already been on edge since the beginning of this winter. I doubt this will improve matters. Well, I can't make tobacco appear, so... Mr. Hammond and the sailors have been awfully fond of the leaf. I've even spotted them trading some of their food rations for more of it. Ridiculous, I know. But the Opportune Company did well to supply us this long, at least. I never understood why tobacco was included amongst the tinned rations in the first place. A waste when we could have included more food. Well, the crew will have to live without it. Do you think speaking well of Apperton will, like, butter him up a little bit? Since we lost some loyalty earlier. Yes, it was remarkable it was even able to last as long as it has. Hunt must have consumed a quarter of the supply in his time on the ship alone. A lot are quite addicted to it. A simple plant carries so much control over them. Personally, I never much cared for it. I tend to avoid any substance that can affect my body chemistry. Sir, you were just telling us how you were basically addicted to caffeine. I avoid any substance that could affect my body chemistry. No, you don't. Oh, man. Still, I have an odd respect for the leaf. There's something admirable about a plant that can steer human behavior so strongly. No wonder our benefactors saw it wise to supply them in abundance. I've heard the sailors complain about the quality of the tobacco, yet they'd smoke it anyways. Tobacco, tinned foods. Our benefactors have hands in many affairs, don't they? How did they manage to produce so much tobacco in the first place? I mean, he's not going to delve more into what they do, but, we'll try. The Appertons are not content with being a simple tinned food company. Could you say that just a little bit louder? The who? The who? So other people can hear? No, they are building an empire. Oh, that's great. The capital E empire. Just as they funded this expedition, so too have they funded countless ventures, countless discoveries. This is how their business operates. Do you believe they were simply fortunate enough to have peaches grow in their back garden? Stealing and selling. I did similar in my time. We get that because of our criminal background. They sound more ambitious than your average fruit salesman, that's for certain. It's almost concerning. Almost! It's extremely concerning. It seems to me that they make their living stealing from others. Sure, stealing and selling. I did similar in my time. Yeah, well, I'd prefer you stop keeping secrets, so I guess we're both gonna be unhappy, Templeton. I would prefer you do not compare our employer to your past activities. You may have your doubts, Captain. I understand that. Do I approve of their eagerness to mine natural resources to sell them off at the cost they do? No. However, I also understand that commodification is the vehicle to scientific study. I have all the money I need to research these plants. Oh, so since you benefit personally, then gotcha. That makes it okay, but since I was trying to survive, that's not okay. I've seen several breakthroughs and discoveries that would not be possible without their financial aid. If in return I must provide them with a commodity to mass produce and sell off, then so be it. I consider that a mutually beneficial arrangement for all involved. See where you're coming from, Templeton, the good outweighs the bad. I think you're just deluding yourself. You seem true. How about a neutral? You seem passionate about this. I spent a great deal of time questioning this arrangement, Captain. Do not think I simply took a paycheck blindly. I weighed my options time and time again, and I know the good fortune our benefactor has afforded us. I apologize, Captain. It's not like me to ramble like this. I suppose the tension of this winter has begun to affect me as well. Perhaps a cigarette would help even myself. Or perhaps I simply need a good night's rest. Good evening, Captain. I mean, I know he's worked with Apperton for I don't know how long, but he's been working with them. But it's interesting that he says, like, oh, in exchange for financial aid, if that means I have to provide them with like something to mass produce and sell, like, what is this? What are they expecting you to provide for them from this expedition? Then in the chat, so smug, lol. Then opposite vibes to Frodo's. Alright, keep your secrets then. Exactly. Just curious. Oh yeah, Kasha, I saw her sitting out here. Okay, so now we have Earthly standing at the opening of the bigger tent. Captain. Is there an issue? We need to talk, Doctor. The crew are worried about you, Arthur. I hope not. It's time to evaluate your work thus far. No. Surprise inspection. What everyone wants to hear when they're already feeling bad. So I'll say the crew are worried about you, Arthur. Oh, right. Captain, I must apologize. For what? There's no need to apologize, Doctor, or about time. For what? I know I'm not what you would have asked for in a ship, Doctor. I'm nervous, my mind is often scattered, and the sight of blood, well, it makes me faint. Hardly qualities befitting a surgeon, are they? You've made do, you're a fine surgeon nonetheless. No, it's a wonder you were given this role. You're a fine surgeon nonetheless. Captain, there's something I must confess. The reason Hunt took me on against all other candidates, well, it's because of my father. I doubt that Hunt didn't seem the sort, or your father, or was Hunt a relative of yours? We'll just say your father? Yes. Well, you see, my father was Hunt's barber. They were quite friendly and, well, my father called in a favor. Some favor that proved to be. Who would sign their work up? Who would sign their son up for this work? And you know that for certain? You think it more likely that Hunt was repaying his barber than the simple fact that you earned the work? Oh, God. I mean, let's not, like, insult his dad. So we'll just say, and you know that for certain. I see in the chat. Okay, back again. Welcome back. We are talking to Arthur. He has, supposedly, he has confessed to us that the reason that he got the job on the ship as a doctor is because of his father, and his connection to Hunt and asking for a favor. So I was just gonna say, you know that for certain? Well, not for certain, so you don't know that's what happened. But it's quite clear. My father was so proud when I took this expedition. Believed he could finally toughen his boy up. He was always obsessed with that. No matter what I did, for him it always came back to how tough I was. Or wasn't. But you can see how well that worked, can't you? I've had no issue with your work. Is that all? You can't bear to face your father? I don't care about your personal issues. I care about your ability to do your job, Doctor. So yeah, I've had no issue with your work. And that's what I care about. Captain, there's no need to protect my self-worth. I know where I stand. Some of the crew have been quite kind to me. Too kind. But whether it's harsh words from Templeton, or pats on the back from Kurt, their eyes are all the same when they look at me. A burden. A mouth to feed. So prove them wrong. You've convinced yourself of that, Arthur. It's a self-defeating outlook. You're no burden. You're the only doctor. Chat, he looks like he should have his hands tucked up inside the sleeves of his sweater. And then, everyone's favorite. Daddy issues. Yep. It always comes back to that. You're no burden. You're the only doctor. Or will that make him feel worse? To have no doctor is better than to have a poor one, Captain. I've tried, but I have to accept it. My cowardice leaves me a drain on the crew's resources. Selfishly so. Perhaps it's better of me to... Nutley, stop this. You're talking nonsense. You best not be suggesting what I think you are. Get some rest, Nutley. You need some proper time to think. We'll go with the first one. You're talking nonsense. Oh, and because he's loyal to us. So if you don't have his loyalty, this ends badly. Right. Of course. You're right. I suppose I've been acting foolish. Now isn't the time to lose my nerves. What remains of them. I'm sorry for worrying you, Captain. Nutley walks off, making his way back to his tent. Clearly much is on the doctor's mind. Yeah, so, yeah, if you haven't gotten his loyalty, yeah, I don't know if he does it right then in that conversation, or if it happens after you leave him, but he, you know, he does the, walks out of the tent and just goes to wander until he freezes to death. Yeah, in the chat, oh buddy, and then where's the hug option, right? Maybe Kasha will give him a hug. It might be kind of weird for the captain to give him a hug, but... okay, so apparently Tashi and Ward are talking, even though they're not here. Why are you so pressed up against that lamp? Trying to read. It's too dark for anything like that. Missing your home, aren't you? Wherever that is. Not long now. We can hope. Alright, and then 2 Johns. Oh, 2 Johns, Tucker, and Cavity. 2 Johns, wait till you hear this. The winter's finally taken Tucker. Oh, what now? It's nothing. Man's so lonely, he started talking to the woman on the tin cans. She's got an elusive look. It's a bloody drawing, Tucker. But what's her story? Once upon a time, someone needed to put a face on their tinned peach can. The end. Don't take Tucker to one of them galleries, he'll lose his bloody mind. Alright, that's enough. We're not even halfway through the winter yet. Oh boy. Alright. I'll end the week. Okay. We'll get 3 people develop freezing. Maybe. So I don't know. We'll just do half rations. I'm scared. Yeah, because gosh, we used so much for the fuel, and we got 3 leopard seals. Okay, yay! Yeah, no one's demoralized anymore. Okay, so we got 5 people freezing. Eight weeks here. Okay. Ooh, uh-oh. Templeton and Hammond are talking. That hasn't gone well in the past. I mean, it worked out well last time for us because we finally got some answers, but let's see if they're alright. Mr. Hammond, in my hands is a write-up I have been working on over the winter, intended for our benefactor. It would be good for you to have a look over the material. Let me know if there's anything missing. Aye, sure thing. Oh, without dripping oil everywhere if you can. My research is quite important. And my work isn't? Of course it is. Could you attempt to clean your hands at least? With what? Bloody ice water? I'm certain I have a cloth somewhere. Here, take this as your own. Aye, thanks. That hand cloth was actually embroidered by... don't care. I am noticing, these cracks. Don't like that. That looks like a big one. Like, these look like giant cracks. Alright, we've got, oh, it's the asshole scientist talking to Flick. Winter can't be over soon enough. It's the longest I've gone without any proper exercise. Well, winter has granted me plenty of time to read by lamplight. Perhaps one should use this time to exercise their mind instead. God. I hate him. Hells. What? That's the most obnoxious thing you've said so far. It's almost impressive. Flick is all of us. Or she's me, at least. I've seen the chat. Wild that being demoralized is decoupled from things like the freezing status. You better believe I'm demoralized when I'm freezing. Yeah, yeah. I guess it's just like an extra on top of already being, you know, generally demoralized from being in this type of situation. It's like, man, things were bad enough, but now I'm extra annoyed or pissed off or upset or whatever. And then I'm sure it's fine to keep this ice constantly heated with lots of weight on it. Yeah. And have us all like clustered together, you know, instead of being spread out and, you know, distributing the weight over a larger area. Gotta go pet the doggies. You bark back at it. You pat its back. You ruffle its fur. Okay. Let's get to requests. Oh, here's Runt. Oh, something tells me from playing this before and also what happened last week. I have a feeling that all three of these people are gonna ask to be moved somewhere else in camp. In the chat, Flick giving out awards for biggest jerk. Exactly. I run. Captain, could you move me to a new tent? I'm stuck with my dad all winter. I thought it proper to place you with family. I'm not a child. You most certainly are. Well, I don't need him looking over my shoulder all the time, sir. You need your own space then? Aye. Can you, Captain? I mean, it is hard. Already in such a confined space. But then it's like, if I move Runt, and I feel like next week Ward is gonna be like, hey, can you move him back? Or, hey, can you move me with him? And it's just gonna be never ending. But I also don't want to have 3 demoralized people. And I don't want to deal with one of those people being like a pissed off preteen, teenager. Fine. You can go. You can be relocated, Runt. Why aren't you in the medical tent? Like, just go there. We'll just say we need you in the medical tent on hand, and Earthly needs you there. Very well, we'll relocate you. Oh, Templeton does not like that, but Grimly sure does. Thank you, Captain. Alright, Tucker. Captain. Templeton. Mr. Higgs? Call me Tucker. Mr. Higgs is fine. And he's like, Tucker is fine. Is there something you require? Must be nerve-wracking in here all day. Well, I say day. Can't tell what time it is anymore, can ya? I suppose not, but must fry your head, Captain, does it? It's not too bad. I've grown used to it. What, Templeton? What, Templeton? He can be quite a bother, yes. Is there a point to any of this, or are you just blathering? There's not much to do here. We can stop for a chat. It's not too bad. I've grown used to it. I suppose it's been long enough now. I'm sorry, Mr. Higgs. Did you come here with a request or not? The days barely exist anymore. Nothing to do around here but pass the hours. So, you have nothing to request? Nah. You've simply come here to make idle chatter? Aye, nothing better to do. Captain? You should embrace this free time while you can. It won't last. Go play cards with the others. Do not waste our time with this again. Get out of my tent. If you want to pass the time, then you'll be happy to clean up after the dogs. Let's go play cards. Go do something. I don't know. I mean, I don't care if he talks to me. It'd be the 50th game this week, Captain. But I'll not keep you from your work any longer. Captain, it seems that winter is beginning to take its toll on the crew. We should take great care to ensure they keep their minds active. We still have a good deal of winter to work through. York the Third. Captain Shaw! Oh, goodness. You're out of breath. Calm yourself. Is it an emergency? Well, this might sound mad. Out with it. I saw it, clear as day. I looked out into the snow and I saw it. What? The Banwer. I don't know if that's how you say it. Well, Captain, next order of business is... I'm not joking. I know it sounds mad, but I saw it. 12 feet tall, covered in thick, bushy white hair. No such creature exists. The winter has clearly gotten to you. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me too. But what if they weren't? What if there is a beast like that? If we caught it, it could feed us for 3 winters. No, 4! You're not suggesting a winter hunting party. We won't travel far. Captain, think about it. Go see Dr. Nutley, York III. You clearly need rest. You're imagining things. That is far too dangerous for a simple whim. Absolutely not. Well, as long as you don't wander off into the blizzard. No. 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 York. No. We're not gonna do that. Kurt? I lost loyalty with Kurt? Come on, Kurt. This is stupid. But Captain, that is enough. We will not hear another word of it. Very well. Are you going to be demoralized now? Okay, no. Alright. Okay, we've got 1 hole. We've got 2 Johns and Runt. You done with that book yet? Almost. Do you want to trade? Alright, but you'll need to send it back to Mr. Zach when you're done. Okay, and you have to return this to Dr. Nutley. Aw. Yeah, because 2 Johns is learning how to read. I've got Lefty and Gnomes. Oi, old man. Today's your birthday, isn't it? Surprised you still know what day it is. But these old bones grow even older. Can't imagine what surprise you have planned. I actually asked Grimley to carve a wooden whale for you before we set off. Oh, I just realized that Lefty is... oh no, they're layered incorrectly. Lefty is on top of his covering gnomes. Oh, and where is it? Went down with the ship. Huh. Well, it's the thought that counts. Okay. Let's get some people on this. We'll do everyone that's not freezing. Okay. I'm just going to put Ward's dad there. Yeah, I'll just put him here and have him rest. And then I'll have the engineers raise the heat. Please don't cure Ward's dad. That would be great. Okay. Okay, so they've got that. Let's see. Fucking don't care about the stupid research. What's down here? Ooh, okay. Gnomes, sorry, gnomes and Tucker. Okay, they're gonna get the elephant seals. I'm gonna send. I think it's just we have Quizly and then just the scientist. I'm just gonna send them all hunting. Yeah. Okay. Then let's go to the hoosh pot. I guess we'll do that. Okay. The hoosh. Then we'll use one of the leopard seals. Okay. I feel okay about that. Crew of their dinner. Crew return to their post. The long dark continues. Choose who to spend your evening with. Oh hey. It's Dr. Nutley. Oh. Ward is there. Actually, do we have any more new photos? Nope. I was wondering if she was maybe passing the time with taking photos. Some more photos, but it doesn't seem like it. Okay. At least none that are available. As you step out of the tent, you notice Nutley approach. Captain, I'll zoom in. Oh, okay. I've been thinking a great deal over the last while. I want to thank you for speaking with me when you did. I needed that. I have certainly made this expedition more difficult than it had right to be through my previous cowardice. And for that, I'm sorry, Captain Shaw. No need to be, I'm happy you've seen some sense. Nutley, not a single one of this crew has doubted you. We owe you a great debt. It was quite the headache, yes. So not a single one of this crew has doubted you. We owe you a great debt. I wonder how my father is doing. On the other side of the world, I wonder if he's thinking of me. My mother and sister, too. There's so much I must return to. He pauses for a moment before presenting you with an envelope. Captain, if I fail to make it back to the world, would you be able to bring this letter to my father? Doctor, I can't take this. Take the letter and open it. Not right in front of him. Like, use a little subtlety at least. Gosh. We'll take the letter. You take the letter from Nutley's hands and give him a nod. The doctor gives you a nod back. Thank you, Robin. I hope I won't need to deliver this. Anything I should know about your father, or I'll make sure this gets into his hands. See, I hope I won't need to deliver. See, we'll just be reassuring. I'll make sure this gets into his hands. Nutley gives you a nod as you make his way back to his tent, and you make your way back to camp. The letter rests neatly in your hand. Read the letter, don't read the letter. We're not gonna get into his private stuff. Alright, oh, Kasha is talking to Cordell and Stanberry, of course. I've noticed something. And what is that? Looking at some of the older photographs, a few of the dogs have grown quite a bit since we first landed. We have been here for quite some time, yes. It'll be interesting to see the time lapse. Do not expect the rest of us to grow taller as well. Huh. But that reminds me, I've never interviewed you yet. And you just might be the most interesting member of the crew. I am not a member of the crew. There is no need to interview me. I disagree. Is that so? There's too much I'm curious on. What led to the dog handling? Why the accent? Why are you Lady Cordell? You do recall the figure of speech regarding curiosity and the cat, yes? I thought you were more of a dog person. That was a joke. I am aware. I take it then that you're not interested in answering my questions. Not in the slightest. Understood. Come on, Cordell. In the chat, take the letter and run back to your room to read it. Much subtle, and then be like Sadie Adler and dramatically read the letter aloud, but don't actually. I won't. I'm not gonna read it. Okay, so there's nothing else going on. There's the cute little doggies in here. Okay. Wrapping up this week, or these 3 weeks, as it technically is. Yeah, since we got no boost to decorum, I don't want to do a half rations and take away even more, so we're just gonna leave it at this, and it makes me very nervous, but we're gonna keep it. Using full rations for both food and fuel. And I know we had one person that was still freezing, so we're gonna have someone with frostbite. And we're also gonna have just a bunch of people freezing, everyone who went out hunting, which was 6 people. Shit. So many people. Wait. Wait. Wait, okay, so that's funny. Mrs. Gloss got affected by the freezing status because of being on the sled hunt, but then she also for some reason got picked as the like random just because of the temperature freezing, so we actually got one less person because it doubled up on her. So that's nice. I see in the chat, if you're cold, they're cold. Let them in. Alright, week 32, 12 weeks here at the 3rd camp. Just gonna look, oh, we got people to talk to, or I mean, well, it looks like actually we talked to Hammond, but these other 2 groups are just us listening in on them like a weirdo. But we're gonna wait on that because we're gonna take a 10-minute break and then we'll be back and hopefully finish up the winter time here. Because we should be getting close to the end of winter since we're skipping so much time. I don't know if this would be the last quote-unquote week or if it would be next time, but we'll see. Anyways, let me just move over. All right, like I said, 10-minute break and then we'll be back. So see you in a bit. Oh wait, I see Bethany gonna head out. Have a good night. Yeah, sleep well. Catch you next time, hopefully. And for Erin, see you in 10 minutes. Hello and welcome back. Alright, so we've got these 3 conversations going on. Let's start up here with, looks like Tucker and Lefty. You smell that, Lefty? Can't smell anything. I can. It's the smell of winter clearing up. We'll be out of this bunker before you know it. This calls for Sealy. Don't know what that is or how to say it. Well, Tucker, Tucker, never pinned you as so we would return to work. Shit. It's like I did not fully think this through and what it means. Alright, we've got Hammond, Marn. Winter might finally be clearing up, eh? About time. Gods, remember when those bloody penguins showed up at camp? That was just a week ago for me. Seems an age passed now. Feeling nostalgic, not much longer now. We've certainly come a long way. Let's go with that one. Aye. Don't be getting sentimental. Can't wait to get moving again. Alright, and we've got Kurt and Arthly. I must say, Doctor, something in your walk as of late. You're holding that head high. Oh, thank you. I'm sure you're as eager as the rest of us. Not long now before we'll be able to stretch our legs outside again. On that subject, I was running a few physical examinations in preparation of returning to work. Do you mind? Of course not. This won't take long, I hope. It shouldn't. Alright, so yeah, Arthur's been getting back to work. And he's also making sure that everyone's in good condition for when they all have to get back to proper work. Alright. I was about to say no holes in the tent, but then I remembered that happens after the request. So, who knows? Ward! Don't do it! Don't come in here and say that I need to move Runt back or Timmy back or you need to go move to where Timmy is. We're not doing this. He needs space. Fucking goddamn it, Ward. Captain, do you mind moving Timmy back closer to me? He's had his fun away at camp, but I need to keep an eye on him. You think the young boy cannot manage without your watchful eye? Nah, it's not that. Timmy's done plenty of growing while we've been out here. It's me who needs him. He's my extra arm. A protective parent, I see. Well, Captain? I already honored your son's request. He stays where he is. I won't move him, but I can move you closer to your son if it pleases. Very well, I'll move your son back in with you. I mean, sorry, I already honored his request. Sorry. I thought you'd say that. And good on you for keeping your word. I'm sure Timmy appreciates it. I'll leave you be then. Are you gonna be demoralized? Okay, at least he takes it well. The other people didn't take not being moved well. Alright, and we have, Nutley. Uh-oh. Captain, I was running a standard physical examination on, well, I'd request that you meet with me in the medical tent this evening. Is there an issue here? Why not is there an issue? Why not present it here? The individual involved would rather this be handled privately. Apologies for sounding so cryptic, just later. After dinner. Alright. So someone potentially has a medical problem. I must admit, I'm curious what issue the doctor has encountered that requires your summons. Well, I needn't pry. A private matter is a private matter. Okay, so we've got cavity and... is that Yorick? The face is covered. Yes. I can feel it. I can see it. The warm light at the end of the tunnel. Good for you. As far as I can tell, it's still dark as shit. It's a metaphorical light. Winter is almost past us. About time. Okay. Okay. So, we're gonna... okay, so we need gnomes to go there. Who's the person with frostbite? Okay, so you need to go there. And then let's put Tucker. Then we're going to use medical comforts. Okay, anything else I can do? No, that's fine. Okay. Let's feed the furnace. We'll do... okay, let's do... God, that's not much. These only give 6. Okay, we'll do the other elephant seal. That'll get us up to 56, and that'll cure 2 people. Freezing. And then, oops. Put grips on there to get the rest of them healed. Okay. The hoosh pot. That's fine. We'll be at 72. Sure. Okay. Okay. So we should be good to... I'm gonna put 2 of the scientists on to make medical comforts. Those will use 4. God. 4, 4, 3, 4. Should we risk one of these to see something? Okay, more leopard seals. Okay, I am gonna send people hunting immediately. Let's do... we'll just do Tashi and 2 Johns for that. I mean, we can either take a chance of trying one of the 3 ones that only require 3 dogs, and then if it's something that we can hunt, then we can send out a hunting party. But it's like the further out seems like that's been like, you know, the big game. I'm scared, but we're gonna take a chance. Okay, that's more of the crab eater seals, which aren't great. But we'll deal with it. Okay, we'll send them all out. Alright, there's not much left to do. I was gonna have someone interview with Kasha, but now I'm also afraid that a hole might appear in the tent after dinner. Since there weren't any like during the day. So I think we'll just keep the 4 people available. We'll just call it dinner. Crew up their meal. Return to their post, the long dark continues. Okay, there aren't any holes. Maybe we can, well, I feel like we probably can't have someone do an interview now, but maybe. Who's Brent talking to? Oh, is that his dad? Yeah. That looked like an arm coming out of that sleeve, so I was like, that can't be Ward. He doesn't have an arm on that side. Almost over now. What? I remember when the wind would scare the shit out of you. You'd hide under your blankets and cry until it went away. Don't tell anyone that, Dad. Huh, you embarrassed? I'm all grown now. You've plenty of growing still ahead, Timmy. But you're getting there. Aw. Alright, got Hammond and Templeton again. I wonder if it's about the report. No? What's with you? You got a keen eye on the medical tent. So much for what's private is private. It's nothing that concerns you. Or you, apparently. Are you bothered? You're being shut out of a meeting for once? Ha, you are. I don't care much for secrecy, Templeton. I'm going to throttle you. God. I'm seeing the chat. LOL, new take on a phantom arm. Yeah, coming from you? That's bloody rich. Tell him. Tell him, Hammond. Tell him. We didn't pet the dogs earlier, I just realized. I apologize. You stroke its head. You rub its chin. You tickle it behind the ears. Alright, let's go see what's up in here. Nutley and Kurt. Ah, Captain, don't let the cold in. Captain Shaw, to what do we owe the visit? Ah, Kasha, this is actually a private matter. Do you mind giving us the tent for a moment? Oh, very well. Imagine that Runt is not here as well. I looked over and I see in all caps in the chat, you hypocrite, Templeton! Sorry, I don't think this is worth getting the crew worried over. You best not be dying, Kurt. Wireless secrecy. What did you find, Nutley? Let's say wireless secrecy. It's not just a matter. It's just not a matter worth sharing with the crew. I noticed a arrhythmia in his heart. It's difficult to determine the cause without further examination. But as it stands, my current diagnosis is cardiomyopathy. Years of adventure finally catching up to the old tigger, eh? Well, it could be genetic. Ugh, that's just a guess still. Some unusual rhythm is no issue. Have you experienced shortness of breath while sitting down? Well, fatigue, A sudden cough when you lie down? Dizziness? I noticed some swelling in your ankles as well. Who's to say that? Kurt, please, I'm trying to help. Yes, I've experienced it. How much longer does he have, Doctor? What does this mean? We don't even know what it means. Let's not jump to how much longer does he have. Are you certain, Nutley? Check again. Say, what does this mean? Well, it's manageable. But you will have to take it easy for the rest of the expedition. Ugh. No more hauling equipment. Very well. If we're offered a drink by the crew, refuse. Tough, but fair. And, well, it's my belief that Kurt is no longer fit to lead a lifeboat once we set off. Now, Doctor, that's just not possible. I'm the navigator. You can't honestly expect anyone else to handle that sort of duty. It's a short sail, Nutley. Surely Kurt can rest once we make land. Nutley has a point, Kurt. It's not safe. You can at least provide guidance, Kurt. Let's go with that one. I'm sure he's not gonna like it. Yes, but leading the boats are a separate matter entirely. I can't foreplan the entire sail. Your health comes first, Kurt. The entire crew's health is at risk if I'm not navigating those boats. Kurt, I won't mince words. You could die. We all could. Bah, I don't want to argue with you, Arthur. We won't be getting anywhere doing so. It's up to you, Captain. That's true. Do you think it worth the risk? Kurt, you're not fit to lead the boats. I order you to rest. Kurt, if you feel fit to continue until we reach land, then you may. No. Kurt. No. But losing all that loyalty with Kurt that we've had like so much of since the beginning of the game, and this is where it becomes, oh, you can lose a lot. I won't argue. I trust your judgment, both of you. Thank you for seeing reason, Kurt. Thank you, Doctor. It was a good catch. Oh, and let's not tell the crew about this, will we? I don't need them fussing over it, and a man is due his privacy. I'll respect that. I suppose I should get an early night then. Kurt exits. And in the chat, Runt is the medical assistant, so he's probably fine. I mean, probably, but I still imagine that Kurt would be like, and honestly, probably even Arthur would be like, hey, can you go check on something else outside the tent real quick? Thanks. And then, no doctor is better than a poor doctor. Okay, Arthly. I wonder, anyone free for an interview and a portrait? Yes. I'm gonna assign Ward has talked to her. I think Flick has talked to her too. And Mrs. Gloss. So we'll send Dick there. Yay, we got some decorum back. Okay. Alright. That's this week wrapped up. Or these 3 weeks wrapped up. Uh-oh. Spoke too soon! You awake to the sound of distant barking. Seems one of the dogs has been excited by something. You sprint from your tent. You aren't alone in being awoken by the dogs. Just zoom in a little bit. We see everyone's out and around. You can, they're kind of blocked by the text, but you can see the dogs down here around their tent. You sprint from your tent. You aren't alone in being awoken by the dogs. These cracks are looking worse. Ooh. At the center of the campsite, a crack begins to form, followed by more spreading out. Oh, the dogs are on the run. They're leaving. The dogs leap from the kennels, sprinting southwards. Wait! Wait! Cordell runs across the cracks in pursuit of her dogs. Ice ships beneath you. Oh shit! You hear the sound of something falling, then smashing. Yeah, so we've got... ice is totally breaking apart. One of the dogs is still there. Yeah, and things holding up the big tent are falling, as well as the smaller ones. Yeah, you hear the sound of something falling, then smashing. The lamps. Oh great, now everything's on fire! And chat, uh-oh, and then all caps, no, stranded puppy! Hammond, hells, what the fuck is this? Oh no, the flow is splitting. Quick, we need to move, now, no wasting time. Nutley and Kasha rush out from the medical tent. Nutley carries his bag slung over his shoulder while Kasha's hands are filled with notes. What is this? The ice is splitting. Is that all your work? Or that all your work? What I could carry, yes. Not good. Your tent's going under. What? No! My equipment! Do not go back that way. Either of you. Understand? Templeton turns to Kurt. How should we handle this? Captain, we need to get out of this tent as soon as possible. Everything past that point is going to be swallowed up. You heard the man. Everyone haul what you can. Move. Crew get to work on the furnace and lifeboats, hauling as fast as they can. The ice breaking as quickly as it is, you realize you only have time to save one tent. Alright. And I will say this right now, the dog is safe no matter what tent you choose. So we have the medical tent, the kennels, or the supplies tent. We'll just go from left to right, inspecting them. Kasha and Nutley have saved what they could. There's still the doctor's medical tools, an assortment of medical comforts to be saved. I mean, that's like... yeah, that's very useful. One of Cordell's dogs howls in fear. You see the digging tools for the hunts, a large double-barreled shotgun, a worn bolt-action rifle are still trapped inside. Supplies 10. Junior and Hammond have saved what is already... oh, Junior and Hammond, who are up here, have already saved what is already in the hoosh and furnace. The remainder of the processed elephant seals, the frozen emperor penguins, the hunted leopard seals, the blubbery, I was like, what? Blueberry, what? Blubbery crab eaters, the stacks of timber, the crates of spoiled Aberdeen tins, the spice crates, the engineering tools are beginning to see there's so much in the supplies tent. God. Yeah, it's like, see in chat, thank goodness. Yeah, the people and dog that are in front of the tents aren't getting like left behind or abandoned. They're just there to add extra context of like what they're, you know, that there's stuff going on down here and what they're representing. I feel like we need to do the main, like our food supplies, you know? But also medical supplies, but also, God. How are you gonna carry all that food, to be honest? Yeah, that is true. God. We're gonna do it somehow. Apparently. I don't even... I've played this before, and I'm like, what's the best choice? I can't remember. Like, I'm just... Because it's not just the food supplies that's there, it's also the extra wood that we had salvaged from the Temperance, which I think is important for, like, post this. Potential things like the lifeboats, if they need repairs or something. Maybe. I can't remember for sure if that's a thing. The medical comforts are good because those can heal people instantly. And I feel like it's not a spoiler, and I just think this is like, we can infer that people are probably going to get injured in this, and we won't have like proper medical supplies to treat them after. And obviously, like, the hunting stuff, like the guns for hunting, and what was it, like the engineering tools that like allow us to use fewer dogs, and I think it was also, that would probably count for the furnace, like the thing we have for the furnace and raising the heat, but it's just, I think that's actually our lowest priority because we can make do without that. That just makes things a little easier. I think I'm gonna go for the supplies. Thank God I kept those 3 people free. If no one was free, then I guess you can't save anything. Or are they deployed for what's going on right now? I'm not sure how that... what that's from. Okay. Oh yeah, and then he's gonna be freezing because he has to, because he's, you know, dealing with the freezing water. Renstad crosses the gap to rescue the food and fuel supplies. I know, I sent the guy with one arm to carry all that shit. I'm thinking more since Yorick and Mr. Zach were there that he's helping them, and it's really the 3 of them at least doing that. The ice splits further, the tents sink below. God, yeah, we lost medical tools, medical comforts, the guns, canopy collapses. Oop. Oh no, the lighting is getting weird if I move around. I just wanted to get more on screen. Yeah, the lighting is crazy. I mean, I know it's fire, but yeah, with the water, it just looks like lava. Crazy. Canopy collapses, there goes. There goes most of our stuff. The crew barely make it out from the burning tarp. Yeah. Oh god, 4 people. Yeah. Got injured. A few sustained burns and bruises in the frantic escape. Yeah, see you in chat. That's a really cool effect. Yeah, I think Bethany talked about it before, that the lighting is just so well done and beautifully done in this game. Alright. God, look how small like our camp looks now. Of all the stuff we lost. Shit. But hey, at least according to this little daylight meter, it's we're starting to get the sun a bit again. And it's only negative 31 degrees Celsius. Hooray. We've settled a new camp by the shore. Can we see the shore? We can. I can zoom out so far. Oh my god. Gosh, we're just a little speck. Crazy. Alright, Captain Shaw, personal log. New camp has been formed in the aftermath of the ice split at the close of winter. However, the crew cannot rest at this time. After a long journey, the shore has been reached. In the coming week, the crew will sail out on the lifeboats in search of proper land. Soon, this ice shall be left behind. Let's talk about the ice split. The ice split proved to be a truly traumatic experience for the crew. The fact that the crew escaped with all lives intact is nothing short of extraordinary. I wonder if you don't have loyalty to certain people, if that maybe affects if like the people who work under them or are loyal to them, if maybe they don't make it. I don't know if that's a thing. I'm just wondering if that's a factor. I see in the chat. Can we go fishing? I don't know. I'm not sure the fish here are great. Maybe. A freak accident. None of us could have prepared for such a thing. The same can't be said for equipment. I should have been more prepared. I mean, yeah, given how Kurt, like, you know, moved us from the first camp because he could see the signs of, like, the ice really cracking. Like, I know I was talking about it in the art, you could definitely see the cracks, but I'm gonna say it didn't. That even if it looked like that, it wasn't actually as concerning as it looked. And Kurt probably did not see any reason for us to, like, have to move soon. I guess let's say a freak accident. Ice does not care about the crew's presence. It is an arbitrary thing, a simple force of nature. It will move as it does regardless. None could have predicted what had happened. The open sea sail. The crew has reached the shore, but now a great challenge presents itself. The ice beneath our feet will not hold for much longer. It is destined to break apart and tear as it did before. Solid ground must be reached in search of the point of rescue. To that end, the crew must set sail out. The crew must sail out onto the open sea. I trust the crew's capabilities. We may be sailing to our death. We can only hope there are no surprises. Say I trust the crew's capabilities. A team of fit and well-experienced sailors alongside a navigator of the caliber of Kurt Darling. Though it may seem daunting, the sail may prove to be the most comfortable task for the crew. Sailing is their lifeblood. They are more equipped for this than they are anything else. Oh gosh, we got— whoa! Okay, that zoomed us in. That was like a jump to us being suddenly zoomed in. Okay, a lot of people to talk to or listen in on. Okay, we got the brothers. We're heading out soon. Hi. Nervous? You have to be careful. We don't know these waters. Well, chin up. Better to look confident for the crew. I am... I'm looking at the time and I'm seeing it's almost 9. My throat, like, I feel like it's not, I feel fine with talking more, but I think, if I'm remembering correctly, this might be a point where it's like we might have a bit of a stretch before there's a next save point. Like, I can't remember if we finished this week and then it, like, lets us save and then it's, like, technically next week that we set off, because we did say that in our journal. And there's a thing that's gonna happen before we set off that, I'm not gonna lie, it's extremely upsetting. But then it's like, then we're starting next week off on, like, a very upsetting note. So I'm wondering if we should continue on and, you know, get that thing out of the way and be on maybe better footing for next time, or if I should stop here. How do you feel about it, Aaron? I think this is a good stopping point, and then we can only go up from a rough start next time, perhaps. Yeah. Yeah. I know hopefully I will be better. We won't get into it. Sorry to end it on kind of a downer. But yeah, so we'll have to go through that journal thing again next time, but yeah, otherwise, like I said, I just can't remember if they'll give us like a little save point right before we set sail, or if they're just gonna throw us into it, because as you may have noticed, there's no actual way to like save this game other than just hitting a new week where it auto saves. You cannot manually save yourself. So yeah, I think we'll leave it here, and to mentally prepare yourself for next time, there is animal death. It's not graphic, but it's still very upsetting. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Next week. God, we're in September. What the fuck? I was looking to see what the date is for next week. Man. All right. Well, we got through winter, so we're like in the home stretch, basically. So it could very well be next time is the last stream for this game. I would like to power through it, because if it's even, I think it might be like over like the amount of like 2-hour time that I usually go for, but I don't think it's not 4 hours worth of stuff left, so it'd be like one regular stream and then one, I think, like really short stream if I tried to split it up twice. I guess we'll just have to see what happens next week, but I feel like we might just go for a little bit of an extra long stream next time to wrap things up. So with that, thank you so much. See you in the chat. Jon Snow voice, winter is going. Yes, winter is come and gone. Thank God. But with that, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.